Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the class. I hope you people are safe and good at your home. Please be take care about your health. Do not go outside. Stay in your home. Stay safe. Always in the beginning of every classes, I will be insisting you, informing you. So please take care about your health. If you go outside, make use of a mask. Carry the sanitizer with you always. Apply into your hand. Wash your hand frequently. When you go outside, have a social distance. And make use of the online transaction instead of making use of currency, money, paper money. Making use of paper money, you can make use of the online transaction. It's a better way to avoid the spreading of diseases. And drink hot water and eat well cooked food and cultivate the cheerfulness in you. Think positively, it's important. Be happy. And this time, the whole day you got in your hand every from the last of months. So make use of this time by creating a timetable. Follow the timetable. If you follow according to your timetable for the 21 days, it will become a habit for you. If you follow that, and you have to make a timetable according to your what do you call the requirement, and it should be like from the morning 5 o'clock to the night at 10 o'clock. Should be the working hours for you people. Like it should be the working hour from the 5 o'clock to the 10 o'clock. You should be in under work, means the reading. You don't have any work except the reading, is not getting a knowledge. So you should be busy in all these things. In this situation, it's very much required. If you continue that for the 21 days, it will become habit. If you continue that for the 3 months, it will become your lifestyle. So lifestyle is very good, is not? If you continue that for 3 months, it will become a lifestyle. Then further you no need to follow the timetable. Automatically you follow that. It will become a lifestyle. So that reason, please take care of your health. In the last class, we discussed about the first chapter in the history. It's about the nationalism or rise of a nationalism in the Europe. Is not? In the France, first they got nationalism rise there in the France. They conducted the revolution there. So then afterwards, that revolution idea of a nationalism got spread in the all across the European continent. Then afterwards, the idea of a nationalism got spread in the whole world. That's what the nationalism also got spread in the India. So here we'll be discussing about nationalism in India. So idea of a nation state. This nationalism term, idea of a nation state, which is bought from the European continent, from the France, is not? You know the meaning of a nationalism. We know about the nation, one nation country means one nation. You know the meaning of one nation or the nationalism. That means sharing the people of one geographical area, sharing one language, one culture, and one history, and feeling means having feeling among them as their own brothers, means brotherhoodness. And creating the freedom and the equality among them. It's called as a nationalism. Being free from the monarchy, being free from one group of people, being free from the one person, it's called as freedom, is it not? So this nationalism idea is brought up from the European continent. The same nationalism ideas included in India and is adopted in India and work according to that, and we got a national, means you got a Republic India. So this nationalism we will be discussing now. So we know the reason for beginning of a nationalism or revolution in the France, in the Europe. We know the reason for that. So what is the reason for beginning of a nationalism movement in India? What is that? So we know we discuss the reason for beginning of nationalism movement in France or European continent. It was social hierarchies, means social divisions, first estate, second estate, and third estate. And it was economical issues, and it was political issues like mainly the monarchy government. This all the things was a reason for beginning of movement of a nationalism in the France, in all other European continent. Same like there is the same reason in India for beginning of a movement of nationalism? No. Somewhat it's the same, but it's not a main thing. So this, what we are discussing, the nationalism in India is not same as we are discuss about the European continent or European revolution. So the first revolution and the movement of nationalism which is took place in the Europe, is not, and everything got over there. They have organized the movement and they got a freedom. They got a republic of them and they got a unification of Germany, Italy, and the Britain, is not. They got a power themselves. The people become themselves a sovereign power, is not. Then afterwards, we are discussing about the things which is continued in India. We are discussing about the things which is impacted to the India, its effect to the India, is not. So here it's a continuation. We can say it's a continuation. We have to relate that. When the nationalism has begun there in the Europe, then afterwards, after some times, the nationalism began in India, is not. So it's continuation. It is a continuation. We have to link in between this. ಈ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸಮ್, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸಮ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು? ಸೊ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸಮ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು? ಅದೊಂದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೊನಾರ್ಕಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ರೆವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕಾರಣ? ಈ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣಗಳು ಇದೆ. ಮೊನಾರ್ಕಿ ಕಾರಣವೂ ಇತ್ತು, ಮೊನಾರ್ಕಿ ಕಾರಣ ಕೂಡ. ಆದರೆ ಮೊನಾರ್ಕಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಮೇನ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸಮ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಮೊನಾರ್ಕಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೇನ್ ರೀಸನ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ they got a power, means they become a republic, mainly like important countries in the England is a Britain, Germany, France and other things, is not. Mainly the England was a dominating country with a power in a London, what you call Europe. In the Europe, England was a dominating country. So England, they had a control over Africa, then America. They had a control over Africa and America. So if the other people from other country having control in one country is called as colonial rule. ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಈ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮುದೋಳಿಗೆ ಬೀಳಿಗೆ ಕಡೆಯವರು ಬಂದು ಮುದೋಳ ಜನಗಳನ್ನ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಕೊಲೋನಿಯಲ್ ರೂಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ, ಕೊಲೋನಿಯಲ್ ಪವರ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ನಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜನಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜನಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕೊಲೋನಿಸಮ್, ಕೊಲೋನಿಯಲ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಕೊಲೋನಿಯಲ್ ರೂಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕೊಲೋನಿಯಲಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಕೊಲೋನಿಸಮ್ was created in a Europe and the Africa by Britishers. They have taken Africa and America under their control. At the same time, they started to take control of India in the mainly in the 17th century. 1600 they came to India, is not. In the 1600 they came to India. Then afterwards in the 1612 they established their East India Company. Then afterwards in the 1758, from the 1758 they got a Carter sign, they got a treaty, and also then they got a power for their East India Company from the 1758. From there, the Britishers in India, they have imposed their rules and regulations. They started to dominate, they started to rule from the 1758, sorry. From the 1758 they started to rule. So then afterwards the revolution has taken place in the Europe. After the completion of revolution, and as the revolution was going in the European continent, the same problem which was Africa and America was facing, that problem was also faced by the India. So that was the reason for beginning of nationalism here. So mainly the First World War is a reason for beginning of nationalism in India. First World War, that led to have many problems. And the colonial rule from the Britishers, by the Britishers, and the First World War. So First World War ku Britishers ki ಏನು link ಇದೆ? So we'll discuss about that. So here the first concept in this chapter is about the First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation movement. Here in this nationalism movement we will be discussing about mainly First World War, Khilafat movement, non-cooperation movement, then the satyagrahas, then many other like a non-cooperation movement and the Delhi March, many other things we will be discussing. So the first we'll discuss of the first concept, the First World War, Khilafat movement and non-cooperation movement. So first we'll discuss about the First World War. The First World War is a reason for beginning of nationalism movement in India. So nationalism movement in India began because of First World War. We can ask, sir, First World War took place in the European continent. Then how the nationalism means how the First World War has become a reason for beginning of nationalism in India? Is it not? First World War ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್. ಆದರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸಮ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಹೇಗೆ? ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟುಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ European continents and with the Asian continent, is not, along with the America. So the First World War which has took place in between the 1914 to the 1918, 4 years from the 1914 in the 1918 ವರೆಗೆ First World War ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. They created a new political and economic situation year after 1919. Year 1789 ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇಂಡಿಯಾನ ತನ್ನ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾರು? ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ಕೈ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ಸ್ನ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆರ್ಮಿನ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ನಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಂಡಿಯಾದವರು ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಬಂದಲ್ಲಿ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದರೆ ನಾವು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್ ದೇರ್, ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್. ಆದರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ದ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಟು ಫೈಟ್ ಇನ್ ಫೇವರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಡಿಡ್ಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಡಿಡ್ಂಟ್ ಅಗ್ರಿ, ಬಟ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಫುಲಿ ದೇ ಟೇಕನ್ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಟು ದೇರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ faced various problems during the war. During this war, what was that? The increase in the defense expenditure. So ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, ಯುರೋಪಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್? ದ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ವಾಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್, ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ವಾರ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೆನಿ ಅದರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್, ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್. ದೇ ವರ್ ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ in the First World War, is not. The soldiers who were there in the Britishers, means the British soldiers, they needed a shoes, they needed a dress, they needed a what you call the cloths for creating a tents, for establishing a tents, or what you call the construction of a tent. They needed a cloths, the cloth materials, shoes materials, and the food was sent from the India, means they have forcefully they were taken from the Indians, because India was under the control of Britishers. So there the expenditure for the what you call the defense there in Britain was more. They are demanding more from India, so the Indians were facing problem now. ನಮಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ, ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್. ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು ಕೂಡ, ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಆಹಾರನ ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಆಹಾರ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಊಟನ. ಮತ್ತು ಶೂಸ್ಗೆ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್, ಮತ್ತು ಬಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್, ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕಟ್ಟೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಫುಲಿ ಅವರು ಲೆಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಮೋಡಿಟಿಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಬೈ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. It's only after it's during the 1918 it was continued, but after 1919 the India started to face many problems. The price increased through the war year, means the price increased because whatever the product was produced in India was sold to the Britishers. Now the product which was left in India, it was increased. It was got increase in the price. The force requirement in the rural area, forced recruitment, forcefully they started to get laborers from the villages. Forced recruitment. Forcefully, this British government they were getting the workers from the villages and the soldiers, means they were forcefully getting the soldiers to their countries. During the 1918 and 1919s, the 1920 and 1921 crop failed in many parts of India. The hardship did not end after the war was over. So here, what they have given talk means the Britishers they have told before getting the soldiers of India to their country, they have told like this. So after the completion of a war, will give a freedom. So they have given the word that they will give a freedom for us after completion of First World War. So under this agreement, they have taken the soldiers of India. They have taken means they got a help of soldiers from India to make a war in the Britain by having this agreement. So after the even after the completion of First World War, the Britishers they didn't give a freedom for India after the completion of First World War. It was a main problem. The hardship, the problem which the economically we were facing and the culturally and the politically what we are facing the problem was not become reduced. It has not reduced. So it was a main problem for conducting the movements against of these Britishers. Then to overcome all this problem, to get a freedom, Satyagraha was conducted. So these things, this news was got by the Mahatma Gandhi, and that time Gandhi was in South Africa. He was there in South Africa. He has gone for there his higher studies over there, and he was gone to support the people who are there in the South Africa. Though Indians were there in the South Africa, there he has gone to support the Indians over there, Indians and lower class people. He has gone there. So he got a news of the event which was took in India. So he returned back to India in 1915. So it was a photo of the Mahatma Gandhi when he has came back to India from the South Africa. So he has returned to the South Africa from 1915 to face and to clear the problem of political problem, economic problem, and about this situation, to create all this social problem. He has came back, and he is mainly the lawyer, is it not? So the political guru of Mahatma Gandhi is Gopal Krishna Gokhale as a political leader of Mahatma Gandhi. He has called him to the India to conduct and to create the party, national party, to lead the movement. So in January 1915, Mahatma Gandhi has came. In January 1915, Mahatma Gandhi returned to India from South Africa and started the movement Satyagraha. He started the movement of Satyagraha in against of the rule of Britishers. Satyagraha is a novel way of fighting the colonial rule in India. It's a series novel. It's a series way of making movement against of colonial rule in India. It's a non-aggressive. It's not a violation. It's not a fight. It's non-aggressive. And this Satyagraha is mainly the term Satyagraha. The ideology of a Satyagraha is a different. It's a different idea which is brought by this Mahatma Gandhi. So it's a non-aggressive activity. The Satyagraha is a non-aggressive activity, and it's mainly it's a peaceful activity. It's a peaceful mass agitation against oppression and the injustice. Against oppression. So Indian people, they were oppressed by this rule of colonial. So this Satyagraha is not a fight. It's not a fight with the troops. It's not a fight with the weapons. It's a fight in peace, to get to make them to understand. The Satyagraha means instance on truth. So here, according to the Gandhi, so Satyagraha is a truth. It's an instance of a truth. So what he has given the quotation that we should make them to understand the truth. We should make them to walk, and we should make them to understand the truth instead of making them understand by, and what he has told that we should make them to understand the truth. The Satyagraha is one movement where we will make them to understand the truth instead of making them forcefully to understand, means forcing them to understand the truth. So it was one quotation. So we should not force them. We should not force anyone to to understand the truth. We should not force them to understand the truth. We have to show and we have to make them in a peaceful way to make to understand the truth. It was a quotation given by the Mahatma Gandhi. It is a moral force, not possessive resistance. Gandhiji organized Satyagraha movement. So he has organized the Satyagraha movement in so many places. Mainly in the Bihar, the Champaran, in the place of a Champaran, the peasants in the Bihar, mainly in the Champaran places, they were growing the indigo. They were growing the indigo plantation. Indigo antandre, it's a plant which is used to color the cloth. So that indigo is a very high qualitative what is called plant which is used to color the cloths. There the people of Champaran in the Bihar, they were growing the indigo, but the colonial rule of Britishers, they have forced them to grow the more indigos and they were giving the less prices for them. So in return they were giving less prices. It was a problem facing by the people of that indigo, means in the people of Champaran, and the people of Champaran, means peasants, farmer of Champaran, they were getting a trouble and problem by the landlords and talukdars. Talukdars, landlords were suppressed by the Britishers, and the talukdars, landlords, they have started to force the farmers. So farmers under the problem. To solve the problem of farmers, Mahatma Gandhi went to Champaran in 1917. He went to Bihar and he has conducted the Satyagraha over there. So that Satyagraha got succeeded. It's got succeeded, they got a freedom, means they got relaxation. Then what are the talukdars and the landlords, they were dominating, it's abolished there. Then in the next year, in the Gujarat, the Kedar district of Gujarat, they have conducted the second Satyagraha in the next year by the Gandhi. So this is a series of Satyagraha conducted by the Gandhi. First Satyagraha conducted in 1970, second Satyagraha conducted in the 1980 in the Kedar district of Gujarat. So there are some farmers, they were same suppressed by this, they are getting a problem because of this colonial rule. So they are called the Gandhi, they are called help from the Gandhi. Then the Gandhi has supported for them in the 1980, so that got succeeded. The next in that same year, he has conducted another one series of Satyagraha in the Ahmedabad. So it's about among the common mill workers, the common mill workers, they were not getting a daily wages properly. They forced to work for a longer time in a day by the Britishers, means British officials. They were forcing the people of mill workers to work for a longer time in a day, and they were paying a less amount. It was a problem for the people, means workers. They have asked help from the Gandhi. Then he has gone there in the 1980 and he has supported. So it's a map, you will get a map work definitely. So that in the 1917, Gandhi has moved to the Champaran, Bihar. So Champaran is here. You may get a question to look at the Champaran. The first Satyagraha happened, which was the first Satyagraha held by the Gandhi in 1970. Suppose you get a question like this. Look at the place and name the place where first Satyagraha conducted by Gandhi in 1917. So you have to mark over here and you have to mention the name Champaran. So it's a first Satyagraha which is conducted by the Gandhi. Then he has called to the Kedar and he has gone to the Kedar district of Gujarat. He has gone here for the Kedar district of Gujarat and he has conducted the second Satyagraha in 1918. So it is mainly about the remission of taxes. So the people of Kedar, they needed to pay the more taxes. The British officials, they have forced them to pay the more taxes. So that's the reason they were suppressed. They were under the problem. They asked help from the Gandhi. Then Gandhi has gone there to the Kedar in Gujarat district and he has supported, and that Satyagraha got succeeded in 1918. In the next, in the same year 1918, he has conducted another one Satyagraha in Ahmedabad, same there, for supporting the laborers, means supporting the cotton mill workers, this common mill work, mainly cotton mill workers over there in the Ahmedabad. It also got succeeded. So then, like here, it's a picture of a Gandhi who's conducted the Satyagraha in Champaran. The people of Champaran, the peasants, and who supported and seeked support from Gandhi. So here it's a Kheda district in 1918. It's 1917. In 1917, it's in the 1918 where Gandhi has conducted a Satyagraha in Kheda districts to support the people. That people were supposed to pay more taxes. So for that reason, he has gone there for the making relaxation in the taxes. Then next is about Rowlatt Act. In the next year, in the 1916, he has came there. He has conducted the Satyagraha. Somewhat partially, it's got succeeded. Then afterwards, in 1917, he has conducted Satyagraha in Champaran, got succeeded. In 1918, he has conducted Satyagraha in Kheda and Ahmedabad. This all the three series got succeeded. Then afterwards, in the 1919, then he has continued his revolution. So there, in the 1919, the Rowlatt Act was passed by the British Legislative Assembly. So they have passed the Rowlatt Act. The Rowlatt Act that explains about it was act that the policemen and the officials, they got a power. The policemen and the officers, they got a power to arrest the revolutionaries, to arrest the leader of a revolution. They got a power to arrest the politicians and the revolutionaries without having trial for the 2 years. Earlier, if any officials, any policeman, if he arrests any politician, they have to keep him for the 2 years. If they arrest any politicians, they have to give a relaxation. They have to make a trial for 2 years. They should not keep in the directly in the jail. They should not keep directly in the jail. They have to give a 2 years of relaxation. So here, in under the Rowlatt Act, the people the policeman has got power to arrest the politician and the revolutionaries without having 2 years of a trials. He can arrest them. He can put in the jail for more than 2 or 5 years. It was an act which was imposed in the 1919. So in against of that, Mahatma Gandhi launched a national-wide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act. In April 10th, police in Amritsar fired on peaceful procession. In the April 10th of 1919, the police in the Amritsar fired on the peaceful procession. So there, because the police has opened the fire on the peaceful procession, peaceful movement which has took place in Amritsar. Amritsar, where it is Amritsar? It is there in the Punjab over here, is it not? The Amritsar is a place where here in the Punjab. So here, in the 10th April, the policemen, they have opened a fire on the people who are protesting against the Rowlatt Act. So in result of this, the college students and the lawyers and many the teachers, they came on the street and they started to support for this revolution. They have came out. They started to support in the cities. They started to support in the villages also, and they started to support in the workers. So workers, they have started to make a strike in the mills, in the industries. And after 3 days, in the 13th April 1999, so in Amritsar, the same in the Jallianwala Bagh, one place is there in the Amritsar, in the Jallianwala Bagh. The name is very popular, so we'll discuss why. The Jallianwala Bagh place, which is located in Amritsar, it's famous. Here, in every year, in the April 13, the people, they were gathering in the Jallianwala Bagh. Prati Varsha, April 13, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದ ಜನಗಳು ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದ ಊರಿನ ಜನಗಳು ಈ ಜಲಿಯನ್ವಾಲಾ ಬಾಗ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಯಾಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? ಟು ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ದ ಆನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಬೈಸಾಖಿ. So to celebrate the annual Baisakhi, the many people, they were gathered in the year 1919 on 30th April. The many people, they are gathered in a Jallianwala Bagh to celebrate the Baisakhi. Some people, they came for the movement, protest. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ Jallianwala Bagh ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೌಲತ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಿಕ್ಕದ ಜನಗಳು ಹಬ್ಬ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ನಡೀತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬಂದು ನೋಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಗುಂಪಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So there was a large number of people who were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh in 13th April 1919. There among them some people they have gathered there for conducting movement against of Rowlatt Act. So on that time General Dyer was having a rule over there, means he was controlling. General Dyer was a general, he was a general chief there. He was a General Dyer was controlling that Punjab area. So on that time some people they have came to make a movement against of Rowlatt Act, but most of the peoples they have came there for celebrating the annual Baisakhi, annual festival. Some people they came simply to see that, because the people were gathered over there. They were the people of from the small age, from the 7 years to the aged people. They were gathered from women, men, and with a irrespective of religion they were gathered. The Muslims, Hindu, and many people they were gathered over there. Here the General Dyer he has entered the area, blocked the exit point, and opened fire on crowd, killing hundreds. It was Jallianwala Bagh like it's a fort. General Dyer came there. And he has closed the exit. Everybody they came there for the celebration of a festival, and some people they came for the movement. General Dyer he has he has passed the order to close the exit. Then exit had been closed. Then he has passed the order to open fire on them. So many thousands of people they have died in the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. It's called as a massacre. It's a death. Means massacre. It's about like a killing everybody. It's a massacre. It's like a war of a killing everybody. So it's called as Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So here, as the news spread, strike clashes with the police and attacked on the government building. The Gandhi called off Rowlatt Satyagraha as the violence spread. So as this Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place in the Amritsar in the 30th April 1999, many people got the news of this, that the Britishers opened fire on many people. Thousands of people they have died. Then what they have did, many people in the cities and in the countryside, in the villages, they have started to make a strike. They have started to attack the British officials, British buildings. They started to destroy. Here, after that, Gandhi what he has did, he has he has stopped the Satyagraha against Rowlatt Act. He has stopped that, because the idea of Satyagraha was to make them to understand the truth. Instead of fighting, instead of killing them, instead of forcing them to understand the truth, Satyagraha is to make them to understand the truth in the peaceful way. So it was their idea, his idea. So that reason he has called off, he has stopped the Satyagraha for Rowlatt. So then afterwards the Khilafat movement has started. So the First World War ended in the 1918. So by defeating Ottoman Turkey. So Ottoman in the first class first chapter we discussed. So after the revolution in the European continent, the Balkan region has begun, is not Balkan regions. So that Balkan region has started to controlled by the Ottoman Empire. Balkan region started to Balkan region was controlled by the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire was Muslim ruler. So there, in the First World War, that Ottoman Empire was defeated. Ottoman Empire is defeated, means Muslim ruler got defeated. So that is the reason the Khilafat movement was led by the brothers of Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. So in India, we had Muslims, so they have supported. Yak support madri India dalli avaru. So in India, suppose in the First World War, Britons they have defeated Ottoman Turkey. Britons ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, Ottoman Turkeyನ ಡಿಫೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Ottoman Turkey ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ. ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ we had Muslims and Hindus, many other religions along with that. So in India, the Britishers were ruling India. They were suppressing Indians. There we have different types of religion. So the Muslims of India, they have made the movement, they have started a movement, they have started a committee to work against the Britishers in India in order to support the people of Ottoman Empire. I got Ottoman Empire of the Muslim ಒಂದು ಎಂಪೈರ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಟಮನ್ ಎಂಪೈರ್ ಅವರು ಒಂದಲ್ಲಿ ಪವರ್ ಕಳ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸು ಆ ಓಟಮನ್ ಎಂಪೈರ್ಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ನ ಎದುರಾಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓಟಮನ್ ಎಂಪೈರ್ನ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಶೌಕತ್ ಅಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ್ ಅಲಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ದ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್, ಖಿಲಾಫತ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ದ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್, ಖಿಲಾಫತ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್. So Khilafat committee was formed in the Bombay in March 1999. So in 1999 they have created the Khilafat committee to defend the Khilafah's temporal power. Khalifa is a place, Khalifa is a temporal power. Khalifa ಒಂದು what you call, it's like a traditional place for the Muslims there in the Ottoman Empire. Khalifa is a traditional place for them. So to support the Khalifa's temporal power, they have created Khilafat movement in the March 1999 in the Bombay. It's created by the Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. So Mahatma Gandhi convinced other leaders of the need to start a non-cooperation movement in support of a Khilafah as well as for Swaraj. ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಖಿಲಾಫತ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ನಾನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇವರು ಸೌತ್ ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದ ಗಾಂಧಿ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಸೌತ್ ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾ, he has written one book, Swaraj. So in that he has explained about cooperation movement. So he has explained like this: the Indians are under the control of Britishers. Indians are facing a problem because they are cooperating to the administration which is led by the Britishers. If they don't cooperate, the Britishers will not get any power in India, so that it can create a freedom for the Indians ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನು, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರಿಂದ ಭಾರತೀಯರು ತೊಂದರೆಗಿಂದ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದವರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ನ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸಿಂದ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಇಂಡಿಯಾದವರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ನ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಕೋಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನ್ ಕೋಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಪವರ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎಸ್ plan to start the non-cooperation movement in along with the Khilafat movement for Swaraj ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಸ್ವಂತ ರಾಜ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವರಾಜ್, ಸ್ವಂತ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ವಂತ ರಾಜ್ಯ. ಸ್ವರಾಜ್ ಸ್ವಂತ ರಾಜ್ಯ, freedom nation. To create a freedom nation, he called for the movement of non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement. He wanted to join the Muslim and Hindus in under the one umbrella. He wanted to join them. In order to join them, he created the Swaraj movement. He told to get a Swaraj, we need to join the both non-cooperation movement and Khilafat movement. Khilafat movement conducted by the Muslims, non-cooperation movement by the Hindus. So he joined both together to create a Swaraj. So at the Congress session at Nagpur in December 1920, the Congress session in Nagpur, December 1920, the non-cooperation program was adopted. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಗ್ಪುರಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 1920 ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯಿತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಖಿಲಾಫತ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಾನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಎರಡು ಸೇರಿ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ the movement. The different people from the different places, they are supported. We'll discuss how they have supported for the movement. So the first concept we have discussed now. I hope you people understood about these things, and thank you. Have a nice day.